And today we're going to put on a play. We have Stevie as Nikki, Hunter as the mole, Sophie as the rabbit, Jacob as the hedgehog, Talon as the owl, Alex as the badger, Oscar as the fox, Alex Young as the bear, and Myra as the teeny tiny meadow mouse. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted new mittens made from wool as white as snow. So he decided to ask his grandmother one day. Oh, I don't think I can do that. If you drop one in the snow, you'll never find it. Please. Well, I guess so. Here are your mittens. When you go out to play and you come back in, first I'm going to see if you are okay. And second, I'm going to see if you have your snow white mittens. And Nikki went out to play. It wasn't long until one of his snow white mittens dropped in the snow and it was left behind. A mole, tired from tunneling, discovered the mitten. He burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm in the mitten, and he just decided to stay. Next, a rabbit came hopping by. She was admiring her winter coat, and she saw the mitten, and she asked the mole,
"Did you have room for me?"
And the mole replied,
No, there's no room for you.
and she showed him her big kickers, and he decided to scoot over. Next, a hedgehog came by. After spending all day under wet leaves looking for things to eat, he was tired and he wanted to warm himself. So he asked the mole and the rabbit,
There's enough room for me. No, there's no room for you.
but the hedgehog showed his prickles, and they decided to scoot over and let him in. As soon as the hedgehog had disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by all the commotion, swooped down. And he decided that he wanted in the mitten. So he asked the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog,
Could I get in?
and they replied,
No, there's no room for you.
and the owl showed his great talons, and they decided to scoot over and let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. Oh, and he thought the mitten looked so wonderful that he wanted in, so he asked the animals,
Is there room for me?
and the animals replied,
No, there's not enough room for you.
but he showed his great big diggers, and they decided to let him in. It started snowing, and the animals were snug in the mitten. Soon, a fox came trotting by. And he saw the mitten, and he asked the animals,
No, there's no room for you.
and the fox showed his shiny teeth. They decided to scoot over and let him in.
That was scary.
Soon, a great big bear lumbered by. And a bear being so big, he didn't have to ask to she asked the animals, and the animals replied,
No, no, no. There's no room for you, Mousy.
but she decided that she would just climb on top of the bear's nose. She thought there would be enough room for her in there. And the bear was tickled by the mouse's whiskers, and he gave an enormous sneeze. The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up in the air, and the animals scattered everywhere. Nicky playing saw the shadow of his mitten up in the air, and he did not know that grandmother was looking out the window. She was looking out the window, and first